Shawley, Zoo of Wonders. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this one. It was only $2.99 on sale, but everything I saw about it looked awful. I put up a poll on X whether or not I should review this game or not, and overwhelmingly people wanted me to do it. I do want to say this is going to be a snap judgment review. The goal of the game is to rescue animals in each of the worlds, but the problem was I was struggling to save one animal, and the idea of finding and saving 44 more of them was just impossible in my mind. Starting it up, it doesn't bring you to the title screen, but right into the game, which wouldn't be so bad if the frame rate wasn't so terrible. I don't have a frame rate monitor, but according to another YouTuber named Pixeleos Gameplays, it was hovering between 15 and 22 frames a second, which is unacceptable. This is not graphically taxing the Switch, as it looks like a Wii game. There is no reason for this. They let you have full control of the camera, which is good, but since it had such bad frame rates and not smooth at all, it started to give me headaches. I pushed through it hoping the levels would get better, but spoiler, they don't. The title starts up with you finding a person who needs help because the animals go missing, and you need to find them. This has the worst text boxes I've ever experienced in the 17 years that I have been reviewing games. Take a look at this. I don't know what's worse, text filling in from the right awkwardly, or the screeching voices they use for the character. It feels like they saw the game Animal Crossing, which uses nice gibberish tones to convey speech, and said, we can make that worse. Now this game is incredibly broken. You can get out of bounds and jump over obstacles that you shouldn't be able to. I spent about 30 minutes looking for sequence breaks to see if I could clip into level triggers or find a way to get to the animals faster. Unfortunately, there are invisible walls everywhere, so clipping out of bounds too far isn't going to happen. However, you can climb some of the rocks to bypass some of the ridiculous jumping challenges that they give you. Now I did spend quite a bit of time trying to do it the legitimate way, only realizing it's faster just to bypass it. But even doing that, there were still more precision jumps that I had to do, but missing and falling wasn't as bad because I could easily get back there due to the fact that I could just cheat it. However, if you do fall, you're going to lose health, and you would hear the crunching sounds of your bones when you do. Was that sound really necessary? The precision jumps are hard enough. Why not just cancel out the fall damage to have a little bit of mercy? The levels were ridiculously large, and they were filled with enemies that you only have a hammer to fight off, which means you're going to have to get close to them to attack them. However, most of the time you're going to get hit the same time as the enemy does. You're going to lose the heart anyway, so you might as well just avoid them. There were stars in each of the worlds that you could collect for upgrades to your moves and weapons, and I assume that makes fighting enemies less tedious, but I never found enough stars to get the upgrades, so I don't know for sure. Platformers are fun when the world is enjoyable to explore and find the secrets within. There's just nothing fun about these levels. It's all about jumping on platforms, and the ground is really only there for window dressing or for somewhere to land. The controls were too fidgety and easy to mess up. There was a double jump and a floating ability. I have no idea how to activate the floating ability. It just kind of happened occasionally. I could never do it consistently. I spent about an hour trying and failing to save one animal. They show you before the level starts where the animals are, and that's how I know they're all up on jumping challenges or places you need to platform to get to. And I was ready to quit, but I made a goal for myself. Save one animal, and not to stop until I did. And I'm very happy to say I finally did. When I finally got to the animal, I'm like, what's up with this penguin? It looks like it's at a dance party. Now, instead of just turning off this game in success, since I found one animal, I could actually unlock level 2. I want to see if it was better than level 1. It was a desert level, and it was just more jumping challenges. The frustrating part is that I don't think anyone told the creator that their levels weren't fun at all. Worse yet, when I fell into the water, I assumed I would die or swim around. It turned out neither of these things happened. I just started to walk on the bottom like I wasn't 10 feet underwater. They clearly never tested what would happen if somebody actually jumped into the water, or they didn't care. The overworld was just as needlessly large. They do give you signs to help you, but there was no reason to make it such a chore to get to each world. I think there are 5 worlds, if you base it on the progress screen. I have no idea if this is true. As I mentioned, I was only able to get to 2 of the worlds. I did explore the main hub, trying to break the world as much as possible, when I got the oddest text box when I walked into a town. Did I just trigger the ending? It says that I saved all the animals and it offered me cake for doing this. However, nothing happened after that. No credits, there was no one around to actually say these things, and worse yet, no cake. Shawley's Zoo of Wonders was terrible. The graphics looked bad, the frame rate was unacceptable, and the levels were just frustrating to play. The game wants to be a precision platformer, but the controls were just too loose to make it enjoyable. Now this is normally $14.99, but I picked it up for $2.99, and even at that price, it's not worth it. The best thing that I'm going to say about this game is that the animal models were cute, but the game itself was a slog to play, and you should just skip it.